6 of the best drivers in the entire series up there in the front to start this one. Tim Cox and Eric Wilkie will try this one more time off of turn number 4. We're green here at the hill. Cox with another good start, but Eric Wilkie got a little bit better launch there than the last time, and he goes around the outside of Jimmy Sivia off of turn number 2. Johnny Fall works to the outside of Ryan Zelski down the back straightaway. Sivia looks through the middle, going to slide up in front of Fall through turns 3 and 4 as Eric Wilkie starts to close in on Tim Cox. Race for the lead into turns 1 and 2. The 24 and the 40 about to be side by side. That water that was put down at the top of the racetrack working wonders for the Little Duke's Frozen Custard, number 24. The top 2 starting to break away from the rest of the field as Wilkie continues to pound the top side. Look out side by side for the lead into turns 1 and 2. Cox on the bottom, Eric Wilkie on the top shelf. Bottom seems to be the preferred lane through turns 1 and 2, but the top a little bit better through turns 3 and 4. Eric Wilkie selling T-shirts at the top of the racetrack. Put the 24 to the top spot. Tim Cox still working the bottom. Rolls to the inside of Wilkie once again through turns 1 and 2, but he gets tight. Eric Wilkie going to pull away just a little bit down the back straightaway. Cox strong off the bottom, though. Oh, spinner off of turn number 4. Matt Reipel in the 17M. 17 laps remaining. Eric Wilkie, Tim Cox, Jimmy Sivia, Johnny Fall, and Ryan Zelski, the top 5. Off of turn number 4, we're back racing, 17 to go. Extremely good restart from Wilkie. He'll go back to the top through turns 1 and 2. Tim Cox looks to the bottom, race for the lead off of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Tim Cox to the inside. He'll take the lead back down the back stretch. Wilkie to the top once again off of turn number 4, though the top side continues to be the preferred lane in turns 3 and 4. And 1 and 2, it's probably a horse apiece between the top and the bottom, depending on who can run it better. Wilkie off of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway maintains about a 1-car length advantage over the 40 of Tim Cox. Oh, car off of turn number 2. Is that the 91 of Jimmy Sivia? So 3rd place in points, Jimmy Sivia slow. So here we go, 16 to go. Eric Wilkie leads us back to the green flag. Wilkie on the top, Cox on the bottom through turns 1 and 2. Wilkie going to pull away just a little bit off of turn number 2, but Cox strong off the low line. Wilkie to the top once again through turns 3 and 4. I don't think you're going to see the 24 leave that top lane until the end of this one, as Tim Cox will lead that lap by just 27 thousandths of a second. The top lane starting to get really far around in 1 and 2 as Tim Cox now pulls away just a little bit down the back straightaway. Oh, but Tim Cox missed the bottom just a little bit through turns 3 and 4, and Eric Wilkie going to go back to the point. What a race at the front of this one between the 40 and the 24. Wilkie up and over the cushion off of turn number 2. Josh Davidson calls it quits, going to pull it to the infield as the top 2 still side by side for the lead. Wilkie going to maintain the lead just by a nose, and Zach Radart has entered the picture in the number 23Z. Radart going to try and circle around the outside of Cox. It's a 3-car race for the lead into turns 3 and 4. Wilkie on the top, Radart running just a little bit off of the cushion as now the top 2 separate themselves from Tim Cox. Cox now says, to heck with the bottom, goes up to the top of the racetrack, and now it's a 2-car breakaway for the lead. Eric Wilkie and Zach Radart, the top 2 through turns 3 and 4. Can Wilkie outrun Radart here as we close in? 9 laps complete, 11 remain. Next time by will be halfway home. Down the back straightaway, Radart closed in. I think he might have thought about the slide job there, but the slower car of Cole Bokus on the bottom prevented it. Now the top 2 clear the slower traffic through turns 1 and 2. Wilkie has been so good on the top here so far, but Radart staying right with him in the ridgetop exteriors, number 23Z. Right on the rear Nerf bar of the 24 through turns 3 and 4. Here he comes down to the inside. Zach Radart makes his move through turns 1 and 2. Radart to the bottom, Wilkie on the top. Wilkie powers back around the outside of the 23Z. Wilkie knows he's there now. Radart has shown his colors through turns 3 and 4. Oh my goodness, I thought Radart was going to go into the side of the 24. Radart back to the bottom through turns 1 and 2. Wilkie still up on the top shelf. Radart with the slider for the lead. Wilkie crosses him over down the back straightaway. Wilkie slides back in front of Radart. Radart sends a huge bob through turns 3 and 4. Wilkie crosses him over off the corner, but Zach Radart to the lead. Reinhardt looking to sweep the night here tonight. If you want a clinic on how to cross over a slide job, that was fantastic between the 23Z and the 24. Meanwhile, behind them, good race for the third spot. Ryan Zelski and Tim Cox side by side for third, as Cox continues to hold off the 14Z with lap traffic looming for the 23Z of Zach Reinhardt. If this stays clean and green, we might see it play a factor here before this one's done, as Eric Wilkie hasn't let him exactly run away at the front of this one. Tim Cox still holding off Zelski for the third spot. Johnny Fall rounds out the top 5 right now as Reinhardt clears the lap car of Tom Eller, pulls about a 7-car length gap on Eric Wilkie. This time by 4 more laps to go for Zach Reinhardt. Looking for a clean sweep here tonight. Slow car off of turn number 4. It's Ryan Zelski. So on the side of the number 24, we'll see if that affects his car at all, as now Zach Reinhardt leads the field at a slow pace through turns 3 and 4. And we're back racing. Great jump from Zach Reinhardt as he backed the field up through turns 3 and 4. Wilkie in the second spot still is now. Here comes Tyler Cuxhouse. Cuxhouse to the inside of Cox down the back straightaway. The 7-Eleven looking for a podium spot here tonight on the bottom lane of the Hill Raceway. 3 laps to go for Zach Reinhardt at the front. Eric Wilkie still in that second spot. Tim Cox in third. Johnny Fall in fourth at Cuxhouse. Falls back to fifth. The bottom lane worked a little bit on the restart, but now he goes back to the top. Off of turn number 4. 2 laps to go for the Ridgetop Exteriors number 23Z. Oh, Reinhardt bounces off the wall through turns 1 and 2. Keeps it on the road as down the back straightaway through turns 3 and 4. This time by, the white flag is going to fly. 1 more lap to go. Reinhardt through turns 1 and 2 for the final time. Keeps it well off of the wall this time. As off of turn number 2, down the back stretch for the final time. Into turns 3 and 4. Complete the sweep indeed. Zach Reinhardt sweeps the night here at the Hill. Eric Wilkie in the second spot. Tim Cox in third.